my camera around now. Hey everybody, I am trying to figure out how I can make this turn this down. Let's see it over here. Don't think it's gonna be it's gonna look backwards over here. And shoot. Well, it looks good. So we're talking about starting an online business. And I can tell you that it takes a lot less to start an online business than it does brick and mortar. A few years ago, I started a business with some friends. It was a tax preparation office. And we had a lot of fun doing it, but I'll tell you the logistics and setting up a brand new office, like a brick and mortar, like we were in a shopping plaza on a busy road, and it took a lot to get it off the ground. So that's something you don't have when you go online, right? So even though it was a service, which nowadays you could do virtually, right? People can send things in. This is back 7 years ago, 8 years ago. Now with the software that's out there, it's really easy to go um, virtual with almost all services. Well, you cannot see that at all. I need some better markers. All right, well, that's exciting. See if I can find a different pen. Sorry, didn't test these markers out. So that's not a D, that's supposed to be a one. So let's, first thing you have to have, it still looks like a D. So let's do this. Number one. So the first thing you need to have an online business is a product. And now, if you already have a service, if you're consulting in some form or fashion, right, then you've already got your product. Like maybe you're an attorney or a business consultant or a financial advisor. Those things you're the service, like your experience, your expertise, your degree, your professional degree. You're the service. But in the digital world, digital products are very different because they can be almost anything. They can be videos, right? They can be wedding videos that are edited together. You send somebody your photographs, and some editor takes those photographs and turns them into some type of video for you. That's just one service, one type of business. Again, you can do live consultations. I talked to a guy the other day about a hobby that I'm interested in. I paid him money and we did a Zoom call. It wasn't Zoom, it was like Google Meet. And I paid him to chat with me for an hour. And I could pick his brain. He has a lot of experience in this area. So there's another, these are service-based businesses. And so those aren't really digital products, although you will have it. That's an online business, technically, right? That's an online business. The the other type of digital product that's not a service would be something that was created digitally, like an image or a video. And these can be graphic designs that are used in a myriad of ways, many, many, many ways. When I was looking at designing digital products, t-shirts specifically, wall hangings, there were phone cases. I mean, whatever you could put a design on, t-shirts, hats, scarves, drapes, carpets, uh, all kinds of pads, pillows. So there's a lot of digital products out there. And one of the things that I discovered was that that's a huge market and it's growing constantly. Digital products are huge and they're not going anywhere. It's just going to expand. Even when I was in that industry, when I was doing the digital products like the print on demand, there was data that that industry was going to double or triple. The demand for print on demand is going to double or triple. And that's because people can do so much with it. They can download your file your image files, your video file, and then do whatever they want with it. If they want to edit it into their own video, they can do that. If they want to put it up on their website as a video, if they want to use it as an intro, as an outro, there's just a ton of things that people can do with digital content. My nephew, he's likes to write songs, so he buys tracks and then writes songs to the tracks. He'll take a song and then he'll listen for tracks, what sounds good, and then he'll match it up with the lyrics, and then he'll record the song. That's another digital service. Just you see where I'm going? There's no limit to, excuse me, I'm gonna mute my phone. There's no limit what you can do online. It's just literally tens of thousands of products. Some of the other things that you could do with graphic design was create notebook covers, laptop covers, skins for laptops. There were calendars and memo books and notepads, and so you design it and you put it on the notebook, and then somebody orders the notebook and you get paid a percentage of that sale. So that's print on demand, which is pretty amazing because they can order 1 or 50 or 100. And there's no inventory, and the company that prints it gets the lion's share of the profit, but you're creating the product and they're just doing the work, right? Well, not just doing the work, but you're attracting the customer and designing it, and they just print off what you tell them. They've got a big print machine, millions of dollars, I'm sure, a laser printer or digital printers out there, and you can have those things printed off. So that's just one. So you need to have a product, right? One of the things we just talked about was you have a product, and it's I know that light is reflecting right off of. Let's see if I can get that. Well, it's not it, is it? Interesting. Let me see if I can fix that light. Yeah, one of my first lives here. Okay, so you need a product. Sorry for my terrible handwriting. Right? You can do digital products. So digital products. It's just all electronic media, right? Videos and images. That's it. Books, still PDFs, Word documents. So that's another big thing is selling white papers. Like people type stuff up, share their knowledge, and they sell it. So people have content for the websites, articles, copywriters. Those are all digital products too. So that's the whole thing. The entire physical universe can go into the digital world, and it can be created there. Almost all of it. I mean, right? Sound, all the perceptions, sound, imagery, reading, even touch. There's all kinds of gadgets out there that create other sensations beyond the main three, right? So you have digital products, and those are things like we were talking, notebooks, calendars, any kind of graphic design, t-shirts, anything you can print on, essentially, right? But digital products aren't necessarily just printable things either, but they're things you would engage with online. Like I said, videos, books, printed study material, and online courses. And that's where I'm heading, is that online courses, right? Everyone's probably taken one of these, whether through work, which is the biggest purchaser, I should say. They spend the most money as corporations and the government on online training. They spend upwards of $500 billion, $500 billion a year on online courses for their employees and staff and whoever else that they want to educate about who they are or whoever they paid for. Universities, many people can benefit and use these online courses. So online courses are huge. Right now, consumers alone spend $8 billion a year on this. $8 billion. That's massive. $8 billion a year. That's 8,000 millions, in case you don't know. I haven't done the math. That's 100 million, 1.5, 150 million a week, give or take, 180 million a week. A week. It's a lot. 25 million a day, say, right? Give or take. Again, this is massive, $25 million a day. Now, who wouldn't want to dip their pail in that stream of cash flow? So online courses are huge, and that's what Legacy Builders offers is an online course, and it teaches you how to do online businesses, right? You can do everything from you can become an expert in Canva in graphic design. You can become expert in the social media platforms from Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, of course, which I think seems to be underused. No, people aren't talking that much about it. Just maybe they are, and I haven't seen it. But 2.5 billion people a month use YouTube. It's the second largest search engine on the planet, so it's a massive resource. The online courses are something that cost $9 to $9,000, and I've seen them. I've paid for those expensive ones, and this is something you now this is big money because people want to learn. And now this was happening pre-COVID in 2019. It was pretty big. It wasn't that big, about 400. Where was it at? 400 million, 500 million, somewhere in there. 400 million. And that's increased by 2000% in 5 years. 20 times that to 8 billion. Okay, let me back up. It's actually $7 billion. So it's at $7 billion. Online courses. That's where people are putting their money. They love to study online. American public. Actually, I say American public, but this is international. Internationally, people love to study online. And that's the beautiful part about digital products is that you don't have to stay in your state or your town, your neighborhood. It's a global industry, digital products, global. So your reach is all over the world. That's what's beautiful about the internet. So online courses, and you learn in there how to create digital products, hundreds of them. There's hundreds of different variations. Here, let me read some to you. I'm going to go to this course page and I'm going to read you some of the things that you can create. And there's a lot. Again, you can learn to use social media sites, all the four major ones, right? How to post free ads online, get free traffic to your website, faceless channels on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Faceless just means it's a video, there's no person in it, right? And they're usually AI generated or it's a clip from something. And people just play the clip, they add music, and that's all they post. Maybe it's fish, right? Someone was making $100,000 a year posting fish videos, not fishing, but fish in tanks. And they would run for hours and hours and hours, and people would play their laptop or computer, and in the background, there were fish swimming around like a fish tank. You search that, go check that out. That's really interesting. So we're going to talk about, let me go in here. Oh, that's not what I want. Yeah, TikTok, LinkedIn. There's even LinkedIn. I didn't even think about that. Of course, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Give me one sec. I'm going to find this. What's in here somewhere. There's a ton of materials. Not the community. Give me a second, everybody. Back over here. I'm going to find this. Interesting. Mhm. Here it is. Give me one sec, guys. I'm trying to find this thing. Oh, what the heck? Okay, give me a sec, guys. There's so much content in here. I mean, there's a ton of content, hundreds of hours and videos. I got to log into this other channel. There's two different platforms through which we get our training. Uh, Interesting. All right. It's interesting. It's right here. Sorry, everybody. Hang on a sec. Move my microphone. All right. I'm scrolling through here. I should show you. This is the, I'm going to turn the camera around just a second here. So this is it here, and digital growth community, legacy builders, right? So hopefully this looks good. I can't tell. Let me just jump over here what it looks like. Oh my God, it looks weird. Oop. So here's it. Here it is. There's Michelle. She's our mentor. Okay. And then here's all of your courses, right? Each one of these is a small bite size. Here's one, right? 21 video hooks teaches you how to get people to stop scrolling and watch your video. Okay. This is about, how long is this one? Well, these are about 8 minutes. There you go, about 8.5 minutes. So it's not hours long. Each one of these is 5 to 10 minutes. These are not long at all. Uh, that's not where I want to be though. That's where I want to be here. So here's all these different courses. Zoom links, Kajabi, which I'm in right now, right? Kajabi is an awesome program. Navigate lessons and modules, all these step by step, 5 to 10 minutes each. Look at all this, right? Awesome stuff. TikTok, here you go. Set up TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, growing a following, a whole section on that right here, right? The concept of daily pay, passive daily pay talks about that. Master resale rights, which I can talk about here in a minute. Coming up your ideal customer, people call it getting your avatar, whatever you want to call it, but it's who you're talking to. You can't just say everybody. That doesn't work, right? You talk to someone who's tired of their job, tired parents, broke parents, or whatever, pick whoever it is, right? So here, anyway, so that's all. There's more. There's so much more. That's just a couple of pages of the courses. Let me turn this back around here. Show it's back normal. Yeah. Okay. Good. So there you go. That is some of the things that we can study here. I want to find the one where there's 200 digital products. Let me see if I can search this page. Oh, nope. Well, I saw it in here. There's a document and it says 200 digital products. 200. Can you imagine that? 200 different things you can create online and sell using the system. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to have massive followers. You don't have to have thousands. I get comments like that all the time. You only have a few hundred followers. I'm like that, but that's hundreds of people that see my content almost every day. I reached over 2,000 people this week through my business, through my social media sites. 2,000 people have seen me. That's not bad. It cost me $0. That's amazing. I don't think I've ever had that kind of reach without having to pay for it. And this is all organic. So we don't want to spend money because you could dump it defeats the idea of becoming a master of the social media sites if you just pump thousands of dollars into ads, which you can do. But the whole program is based on becoming better and better at attracting attention and getting people interested in you and what you're talking about and offering them help. So many people are commenting that these online programs are scams, but there's nothing scammy about it. I've been selling online since 2013, from eBay to Amazon, locally on Craigslist and Facebook, and I've advertised and marketed on all the social media sites. I've been doing that. I've been working from home for 5 years, straight through. Now I did it from 2013 through 2017 for 4 years. Had a child that was born. I went back to a job for a while, but I took a job that gave me residual income. And then in 2019, about 18 months later, I quit. I quit, and the residual income kept me alive this long. It's still going, but my kids are getting older and kids get more expensive, if you know what I mean, right? They need more things. My daughter's got dance classes and dance recitals and dance shoes and dance costumes. She's taking acting lessons. My son was in karate for a while, and they always want new stuff, hoverboards and gadgets and gizmos. And yeah, if I can afford it, I want to provide those things for my child. So, um, Online courses is what we're talking about. I'm trying to find that list. I apologize for delaying here. I'll have to edit this later so it's not so boring. But there it is. There's a list of 200. Oh, those are ad sites. No, there's a list of 200 digital products. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on, guys. You'll probably end up seeing this in a replay. Products. Nope. Well, where did I see that? I was just going through this in the beginning, and I saw I had a list of all the stuff that was included, and I browsed and saw I had a list. I don't need 200. I want people to enroll on this training that I'm doing because I'm having so much fun with it. I mean, it is. I mean, it's unbelievable. 200 digital products. Here it is. Okay. Oh, let me see. All right, it's a PDF. I'm going to open it up. It's downloading. Hang on. Okay. Stay-at-home moms. Well, I'm a stay-at-home dad. I'm a single stay-at-home dad. So, oh, look at that. So they give you about 10 for each type of person. So this one, it says stay-at-home moms. You can create parenting guides and ebooks, printable planners and organizers, kids educational materials. Now I buy a lot of kids because I homeschool. I buy a lot of kids educational materials online. Um, and they're not expensive. You buy the PDF. Actually, what I do is I buy a subscription, either annually or a monthly fee, and it's really cheap. And then you get just mountains of material you can print off. So I buy extra toner and paper for my printer, and that's what I use. But here's a list of stuff that you can make. These are all digital products, and you can create one of these if you've always wanted to write a book or some type of directory or a guide, a planner, educational materials in your industry. It could be anything. A very good friend of mine's daughter, she loves to do nails. So he bought her a big table, all the gadgets, and she does amazing nails and makeup when my daughter goes to play with her. She's so talented. She's just a teenager, but so she could do something. She could promote that and monetize her channel and teach other kids how to do this stuff, right? For prom, for dates, for fun, whatever. Um, but her nails, they're amazing. There's a lot of talent in there. So that's what I'm talking about. There's once you know how to get online and find people that are interested in your content, sky's the limit on your income opportunities, right? Income potential. All right, so that's just a handful of things for stay-at-home moms. For teachers, again, lesson plans, printable worksheets, right? Printables. Like I get a pack. I go to education.com and I can print off a whole day's lesson. It's like 26 pages. And it's all different random things from grammar to handwriting to math to problem solving, whatever, right? Some reading. And they just do the worksheet. We don't do that every day, but that's just something I can do. So again, there's 10 things for teachers. There's 10 things for health and fitness, 10 things for crafts and do-it-yourselfers, uh, mental wellness, photography, homeschool, right? Art and creativity courses, social studies and history resources, right? So if you're a homeschooler, you can take your stuff and export it. Teachers can do the same thing. Home organization. Wow. I had no idea how much money was in this. People come in your house and organize everything and you pay them. You say this goes here, put this over there. They organize your closets and your spaces, or they tell you how to do it. I don't think they're gonna do the work, but so home organization. I mean, we're only even halfway through the list. Budget and finances, financial planning, right? Financial literacy for kids, frugal living and money saving tips. Again, these are all things you can either do. You can turn them into PDFs, right? You can turn them into videos or audio. You can do an audiobook, and then the parent can walk around the house and do whatever and listen to your ideas about homeschooling or raising the kids or how to cook, right? I haven't got into the other half. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of digital products that you can promote. And now anything printed can be visual or audio. So you can take those things and make them into anything you want. So again, this course, now you can sell the course, which is what I'm doing. I'm promoting the course, the Legacy Builders course, the training on how to do this. I never would be going live on YouTube had I not taken this course. Never would have thought of going live on TikTok, on Instagram. I really should be on Instagram too. I can go live on that right now, but I'm not. But this is the kind of thing you don't know what you don't know. And my mentor says it a lot. You don't know what you don't know. And that's why people go online and that's why they take courses. That's why they love courses, and consumers around the world are spending $8 billion a year, and companies are spending half a trillion, 500 billion right now. And it's gonna double in the next 8 years. Why wouldn't you want to get on that? Why wouldn't you start piloting something? Just test the waters, right? Get the training, learn how to use social media, learn how to organize your day, learn how to condense all your work into a couple of hours. This is just my second hour of work today. I posted ads this morning for about an hour, and then I've been playing with my kids all day. We went to lunch, we did a little shopping, took my daughter to dance. We've been chilling. You can hear him downstairs, and we're just chilling at home right now. So there's online courses, and there were, what did I say? 200 in this. There's 200 digital products. And I bet if you've had a job for any amount of time, or if you have a hobby or an expertise or an interest in anything, you could write one of these things. You could write one of these products. Earlier in the video, I was telling you that I talked to a guy about a hobby that I'm interested in getting into as an investor to make some money and fund my own hobby. And I got this guy on the phone for 45 minutes, almost an hour actually. He loved to talk. He was very informative. So, and he makes money at that. And he has a TikTok channel with tens of thousands of followers, but he's been at it about 4 years now, just so you know. Like, you don't expect this meteoric rise, like you're gonna get on and go viral. And there are billions of videos and only a few go viral. Viral is not as important as being consistent and having content that people want to hear about. When I started a business that got me out of my job, my 9 to 5, well, here's my story. It's not exciting. I was working for a construction company, and my now ex-wife, this is about 10 years ago, was pregnant. She was pregnant, and I was like, well, I'm not making very much money at this construction company. I was an administrator in the office, and I was helping them bring this dead construction company back from the dead. So they weren't paying me much, but they promised me bonuses, and I got the business going again for them. I did a lot of marketing and sales, was closing deals, and money was coming in, and they didn't really pay me my bonuses, which is really kind of stupid of them, because I'll tell you why. So things were booming. Like, this company was really, really going well. And the reason was that I had a lot of control over the marketing and sales. And once that got going, there was just no stopping it, because we delivered a good product, but I wasn't making enough money. So, and my wife at the time, she was working part-time, but then once she got further along in the pregnancy, she didn't work. So I said, well, where can I make some extra dough? And another guy was doing something. He was flipping smartphones, broken phones. And what I had asked him was, look, how do you do it? What do you do? So he introduced me to how it worked, and I started doing it. And I made more money after about 2 months than I was making all week at the construction company. But I didn't quit right away. It's like, what, should I quit? Like, what if this doesn't keep going? It was really, this is 2013, I think, 2012, 2013. I'd never worked solely on profits. I don't think I've even ever really worked solely on commission. I always had a base and a commission. That was a common type of sales structure, right? You could make more money straight commission, but a lot of people would rather have the salary. So they made less money, but there was income coming in, which is fine, right? Some regular pay. But I've been indoctrinated in school. Get a job, work for someone else, work for someone else. I'm like, well, who's the someone else that started the company that needs me to work for them? Like, how did they start this company? What did they do? There's never any answers. Maybe go to college or something and spend 4 years and 100 grand and figure that out. But that's not really what you needed. What I found out back then was you needed a product, and you needed a product that was in demand, and a client or customer that wanted that product. That's what you needed. And that's what I figured out. So I was buying and selling electronics, essentially, right? Buying them consumers and selling them to companies that would refurbish them. And I made a ton of money at it. It was awesome. I did that from 13 through 2017. And then when my second child was born, I had to get another job, um, because the industry had changed. What I was doing had changed. The corporations, the cell phone providers like Verizon and Sprint back then, T-Mobile and AT&T had gotten in on the buyback program. They really ramped up their buybacks. They made it easy. They were totally lowballing the clients. They might have a $300 phone. They'd offer them 85 bucks, whatever. They kept it in-house. So they were making billions and billions more buying back from their clients already. And there was the secondary market started to die. I know because I relaunched that business recently and it's nothing like it was. It's nothing like it was. So um anyway, there's still money in it, but it's not as exciting to me as going online and talking to people and helping them figure out how to start a business. Because what I've always wanted to do was have an online virtual business when I discovered what I could do. Now, when I say I was selling online, well, I'm digressing. So I'm working for this company, and finally, after 2 months, I'm making tons of money. I had thousands of dollars saved up while working part time, this part time hustle, side hustle, and I finally quit. I hired a replacement and I left the company. I went on and I made a ton of money. It was amazing. And but things started to slow down because like I said, the industry had shifted and I wasn't really ready for it. And I wasn't super passionate about it other than the fact the money was good. So did that for years. And then I got a job. I made some residual income from it. That's carried me the last 4 years. So I know that residual income is powerful because it frees up your time. I can't even tell you how insane life has been or was prior to doing that, to understanding that, well, I get a check coming every month. It covers almost my entire all of my bills. And I've had a little few things here and there. I did some real estate and a couple other gigs that have supplemented that residual, but the residual is the main thing. I don't have to get out of bed and drive to work. Right. I'm home all day with my kids. I mean, you think you might rip your hair out. It's not like that. People might lose their minds. I don't know why people lose their minds with the kids, but they can't handle it. It's tough sometimes, especially when you get, you know, boys are tough. Well, they're both tough, whatever gender. They're both difficult in their own way. Um, my daughter has mellowed as she's gotten older, and my son's gotten more wild as he's gotten older. So, but we have so much fun. We're going to go to Dollywood next week for 2 days. We're driving out on Monday, and we're going to stay overnight, and then go. All right, we're going to go for a day. But I don't have to ask for time off from work. I don't have to worry about money, paying for the trip, or we're gonna go spend a day at an amusement park in midweek, and hopefully it's slow and quiet, and there's not a lot of people there because it's early September and everyone's back at school, hopefully. So those are some of the things I can do because I work from home and because I have residual income. But the program that I'm talking about will give you a product. It doesn't have to be electronics or phones that, and people want to learn this. People want to learn, how do you go live? How do you live? I didn't know how to go live. How do you go live on TikTok? How to go live on YouTube? Who are you talking to? I'm talking to parents. I want to talk to parents who are tired of grinding it out and aren't getting to see their kids grow up. I have two very close friends, and both of them worked. We all worked for the same sales company. And when I joined, were a little higher up in the hierarchy. They had a full sales team. They were making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And then they stayed long after I left, and they went up higher and higher and higher. And no lie, right about the same time, they both had the same realization that they both had one had a little boy, and he spent almost no time with him. When I visited them, I traveled because they moved out of state, and I go visit with them. I never saw the husband. I spent most time with the wife and kids, with my kids, and we had fun, but I never saw the poor guy. He was gone 6.5 days a week. Now, they were making tons of money. I mean, upper single digit, half percentage income earners. They were way up there, but he had no time. And my other friend, same thing. He made a ton of money as well. They both made millions of dollars in that decade they worked there, millions, and they weren't happy, so they quit and started something else. One guy, he works from home. He has a home office, and that's where he works. He gets up, he has all his appointments set. He takes his calls throughout the day. He's with his family, and he just had a child. So he quit, and another child, and he's like, I want to be around them. So even with all that money, it didn't make them happy because time was really what they were chasing. The liberty, the freedom to do and choose what you do throughout the day. And I think that's powerful. And I discovered that in 2017. Well, actually 2013, that was amazing. I just had so much fun with the money, and I donated a lot to social programs and helped out my friends. I loaned them money. Hey, you need a couple grand, no problem. And they pay me back. I never chase them down for it. Just if they pay me back, great. But the point is, it gave me control. And I said, I never want to go back to a 9 to 5. And when I went to work at the sales company, I told the woman who was recruiting me, I'm like, look, I don't want to be here. Can I work from home? And she's like, no, 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 which wasn't true. It wasn't true at all. I could have worked from home, but they don't like the new sales reps to be working from home because they screw things up. Fine. You can screw things up. So I worked there 18 months, but I built up enough residual income to come home eventually, and I could be with my son and my daughter full time and homeschool them. So you just have to find a product or this course, the Legacy Builders. The Legacy Builders is a course. It's an online course. What's up, little dude?
Can I have some ice cream?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
That was my son. Okay. Legacy Builders is a course. I showed you that screen. Can I share screens? God, I know if I get out of the screen, I'm going to kill the stream, but that's okay. I'll figure that out. What's this? Oh, share screen. Hold on a sec. Let me see if I can. I can't see anything. Okay, there you go. Hopefully you can see this. This, again, Homesteaders is the digital products, okay? This is it here. Here's all these different, the tradies, right? Digital courses that focus on specific trade skills. Teach someone to be a carpenter. Simple electronic stuff, electrical around the house. Change out a power outlet or something, right? Change out a light bulb or a lamp. So, and then there's look at this, business management treaties, estimation and quoting. I worked with a company just recently as an advisor, and they were working with landscapers. And landscapers, this one guy was telling me he started a business specifically consulting landscapers because they often underbid jobs. Even at $100,000, they would come out almost broke at the end because they underbid the job. They didn't have it set up right. So he would advise them, but he could write this up and sell it by the thousands and not ever have to talk to anybody. Okay, so we can get out of there. This is the actual training here. See, so it's a short video, just under 3 minutes. You get a PDF, and if you go back to the first page, look at 30-day market strategy growth plan, faceless marketing. This is big money. There were 2 young kids in their teens, and they were making 100 grand a month, maybe 150 grand a month, doing faceless marketing. So here's your training on that, right? A faceless brand. Okay, part 2, Canva crash course. Canva is so powerful. I had a friend tell me this. It was as good as some of the Adobe products with the things you can do in there. I use it a lot. I create thumbnails for my YouTube videos. And for ads, for classified ads, I can create nice looking pictures for ads. And you can get it free, but I pay like $12 a month for the pro version. It's amazing. Definitely a good investment. But here's a whole course on it right here. Hi. What's up?
When are you gonna be done?
Very soon. I know. I'll be down. Give me a few more minutes.
Okay.
Okay. My daughter. Okay, good. So there it is. There's tons of data. You see all the products in here. Here's all the training. Here it is here. 3 pages right from the beginning. Kajabi, that's where the course is set up in Kajabi. Launch kit, how to automate, right? How to set up your payments, funnels, capture pages. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. Set up your social media, creating a following, the daily blueprint. One of the important things is they talk about a 2-hour workday. A 2-hour work, which means that's all you're doing. I'm up early before the kids. I do an hour in the morning and then I do an hour in the afternoon. And the hour in the morning is just free advertising. You go online, there's hundreds of websites that want your content. They want you to put ads because what they do with all of the ads is they get traffic to the websites. people looking for different services and products and whatnot. And then they sell ad space to car companies and travel agencies and what else have I seen there? Electronics, and Walmart will post a stream on there. So they get into these programs, they get 40, 50,000 visitors a month. They monetize that. But where do they get the content? So they're just free. But with 50,000 people looking at this page, and you can put a free ad on there with a link to your website, a link to a YouTube channel, and a photo, 2 or 3 photos, and then a description of your product. Unbelievable. Didn't know that was out there. I certainly didn't know how to do many ads in a half an hour. That's amazing. Now, part of my day I spend studying as part of this, so I'm probably doing 2 to 3 hours right now. But once things get going and I'm more consistent with certain aspects of the business, I won't be doing 3 hours a day, maybe 2 hours or 1 hour, right? Well, an hour of it is supposed to be live. You're supposed to be on the internet talking to people, introducing them to opportunities. And this is a great opportunity. You imagine if you learned how to build websites back in the 90s, the early 2000s. When was the dot-com bubble? 98, 99? Let me see. What was the dot-com bubble? Everybody was building websites. They're worth millions. People who they could build a website because they knew the language, which is HTML. It's hypertext markup language. Markup is what you're doing, what you're telling the browser to show, right? You're marking it up. That's what they call it. It's a language. Hypertext. You have to go look up all those words, but I don't know. But HTML. That's how they built websites back then, right? Let's see. When was dot-com bubble? 1995. So the mid 90s. Guys are like, oh, I've got a website. It's going to interact with banks and it's going to do this internationally. And people were buying. They were going live, just websites. They weren't even doing anything. They weren't even doing anything. Now, some companies survived. There were companies out there that did survive. If you go back, there's probably a documentary on the dot-com bubble. There were stories of these young kids who figured out how to build a website. I'm junkjerryjones.com, and we're going to help people declutter their closets. That's what we're going to do. Boom, worth 50 million bucks. IPO. This kid's worth millions of dollars now. The crazy thing is, a lot of these guys were really greedy. They didn't sell their companies. Everyone sat on it that they were going to be billionaires, right? And so many of them went broke, like literally overnight. I forgot when the bubble burst, obviously 95. But for about 2 or 3 years in there, and I remember I was working some job. I was doing a retail sales job, and they had it on TV all the time. Stocks, it was always running. News about internet and websites. It was mind-blowing. But I can tell you, if any of us knew, even had an inkling of where things were going, we all probably would have jumped on that bandwagon. But the bubble crashed only because there was nothing behind those companies. That's what people started to realize. They weren't companies, they were just websites. There was no activity going on. Nothing was being produced. Like I said, it was just jerryjonesjunk.com or whatever, just whatever, made up name, think of it. Make it up. There are companies out there. I'd love to go back and see some of those things. But these guys were entrepreneurs. Like, I'm going to have a website and it's new technology and oh my goodness, it's going to be amazing. I think it was probably pre-Google even, or Google wasn't really even the biggest search engine at the time. So this is an opportunity that we should jump on, because who knew that Zoom would be such a massive company? Zoom was not even a very good product. I've been using Zoom, and it wasn't that good. And then somehow they were in the right place at the right time, and now it's almost colloquial, like a Band-Aid. We do a Zoom call, but they're not on Zoom. They're on some other platform, right? Do a Zoom call. It's become part of our language. We've become digitized as a society. Like, our attention goes on to the internet incessantly all day. All day we're watching videos. We're talking to other people. We're doing meetings. It's unbelievable. So online courses, again, 8 billion for consumers, half a trillion, a billion a week, more than a billion a week right now for businesses, for corporations. So there's not just opportunity with consumers, even though there is, right? If you sold 1,000 courses at $1,000 a piece, that's $1 million. 1,000 sales and you're a millionaire. That's it. Just make 1,000 sales. You can do that here. I know my handwriting's terrible. If you've done any kind of research on training, internet training, this is the best by far that I've seen for the money. I've seen others for way more money. They break up all that stuff I showed you. They break it up like an a la carte menu, and you go from $300 to $1,200 in a blink. It's all in here for one price. No monthly fees, no monthly overhead, no ad spend. In fact, you shouldn't ad spend because the program is about organic growth and finding an audience. So I could talk about this all night. It's amazing. I love it. I'm having fun with it. Even though I don't have any viewers, it's fine. It's part of the process. But I just to summarize, I've worked for myself for 10 out of the last 12 years. For 18 months, I went and worked a sales job and built up residual income. With that residual income, I've been home with my kids for the last 5 years, raising them, homeschooling them, traveling with them, spending almost every day with them. It's been amazing. And I want that for other parents because I know we have that parent guilt. We don't have the time. If you have the time, you don't always have the money. It's a weird conundrum, right? Like, so if you don't work so you can have time with the kids, you make less money. But if you go make the money, you don't have time with the kids. So what do? It's especially bad with fathers if, you know, in society with the dads are gone all the time working, with the mom's home raising the kids, but the dad doesn't get the time. He's putting them in good schools and sending them off on vacations and such, but he can't always go. Even if it's just a weekend getaway. I really want to help parents, especially single parents, because that's what I am. I'm a single parent. I'm raising my kids. And I'd love to see people do this. And it depends on how much energy and passion you have for it, how quickly you get off the ground. Okay. So if you're interested at all, if you're seeing this in a replay, comment below, just comment in there, comment on the video. Tell me if you loved it, hated it. If you really want to know more, just put ready, interested, curious. I'll drop a link to you and you can check it all out. There's a series of videos and emails that you'll get. And then you can unsubscribe anytime if you really hate it. Okay. We want to spam you. We want to interest you in this stuff. So that's it. Thank you for watching and everyone have a great night.